Alright, so let's talk about Francis Ford Coppola's new film, Megalopolis. This movie is very much an epic, and it feels like an epic in the way it is told, narratively speaking, the way it was shot, the way the visuals turn out, and most of it all works. The story is not one of those things. Because it is an epic, it feels compelled to tell this grand story. The issue is, the story is actually pretty small scale. The main issue with this narrative, though, is not that they had this small scale story that they try to make it into an epic. It's the fact that this one small scale story is sidelined with another small scale story, and then another, and another, and another, and another, and another. And there's like about 70, 50 storylines in this movie because there are so many characters, and each character has like their own thing. There are some sub-stories that could be interpreted as main stories, and then like some characters vanish for large periods of the movie, and all of a sudden their story is super important near the end. And it is so convoluted. It is impressive, to say the least. But yeah, story is not this film's strong suit. It gets a Hot Pocket score here because you will get sick of it if you try to indulge it too much. The cinematics, however, were gorgeous. There were some scenes that I thought looked fantastic. There were others that looked clearly CG, but I think that was the idea. Like, it looked like the prequels, the Star Wars prequels, I think is the best way to put it, where it was so obviously green screened. But I think that was the point because it is supernatural, the story, and very sci-fi based, even though it felt very past. But like a steampunky past, but more advanced. It's hard to explain without you having seen the movie, but cinematics wise, I thought the set design looked gorgeous, or the CG design looked gorgeous. I really liked the ideas behind it, so I'm giving this one a hand grenade score because it is really cool ideas all around. And not to mention, killer soundtrack with the theme and stuff. Directing, I think FFC, Francis Ford Coppola, I just had to abbreviate it for some reason, does a pretty good job directing. Although he could have managed the storylines better because there are so many storylines and so many characters that at some points they drop the character for like 5-10 minutes, but then they have to come back later, and it feels like so much has happened with them that we just didn't see. And it just drives you a little crazy because then you're like, did I miss something? Oh no, I didn't miss anything. It's just that the movie missed something. And so directing, I'll have to give a Hot Pocket score because it's so frantic. You can't get settled into a scene because in 10 minutes you might not even see those characters again for another 30 minutes. So yeah. And now the actors. I thought the performances in this movie were actually really, really, really solid because there are so many of them. If one of them was slacking, it was hard to notice because, for starters, their screen time is so inconsistent, and I think some of them were main characters but got less screen time than some side characters. And honestly, I could list out the entire cast and say if they were great or not, but that is so many names, and they were all mostly good, although they didn't all fit the same movie, but they all did well with what I presume they were given. Like, it's just, some of this was just insane. Like, pure insanity. So I'm going to give them a hand grenade score, just because I would love to see that pure insanity in chaos form. But yeah. Expectations and experience, I had no idea what I was expecting. It definitely wasn't this, because this was insane, but at the same time, I was expecting insane, but this was somehow more insane than the insane I had pictured. But yeah, so in conclusion, I'm giving this a certified Hot Pocket score. I think everyone should see this movie at least once because it is going to become one of those movies. It is so divisive. Like, you can say whatever you want about this movie, and you can make a very good argument. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on Megalopolis if you've seen it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.